Hey guys, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel today. Today we have Harvey here saying a quick hello. It's been a couple videos since he has said hi, so I figured I would pop him in the intro here for a quick little Harvey snuggle. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about a new exciting quad from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Celestial Pearl Quad. So I can't wait to get right on into the swatches, the application of the shadows today, and my final thoughts on whether or not I think it is worth the money. So let's get started because this is an exciting one. Let's start with the outer packaging of this gorgeous quad for holiday 2021 from Charlotte Tilbury. The outer packaging of this quad is just like a really gorgeous cardboard outer square packaging. We do have the name of the palette here, and this is the Luxury Palette of Pearls for holiday 2021 in Celestial Pearl. There is a rumor around, which I think has been confirmed, that there is another luxury palette of pearls coming from Charlotte called Cosmic Pearl. That's not available yet, but I'm super excited to pick it up and review it when it becomes available. According to the outer packaging, this is an 18-month shelf life eyeshadow quad, and it is made in Italy, just like the other Charlotte Tilbury products. Now the palette packaging itself, you guys, it's so gorgeous. It's sort of like a really interesting like mother of pearl kind of look, or like that opal look. This is the palette itself. So when you actually open it up from the cardboard packaging, you see this really stunning lid. Now this is potentially going to be, I would say, busy for some people that like clean packaging. All the stars are going to look a little bit loud, but in my opinion, I do think it works. So on the back, we do have the Celestial Pearl labeling there. We do have the map of how she likes to construct her looks, which is the prime, the enhance, the smoke, and the pop shade, which is typical of her other quads as well. And we do have this rose gold reflective outer packaging that is also consistent with her other quads. Now this quad is going to run you 56 American dollars or 70 Canadian dollars. And I'm sort of wondering if this is the release that she's doing for holiday instead of the palette of pops, which she has done in previous years, which are basically just 4 pop shades. This is something different from her, and like I said, there's going to be another one coming, so I'm pretty excited. I do wonder if this is going to be, besides the 12 pan eyeshadow palette in Smokey Eyes Are Forever, which I've already reviewed and I will link in the description box if you haven't seen that, but this one and then the other one are going to be included in her holiday gifts when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. The shades themselves, I feel like are going to be interesting among some people. I do think there's going to be people that are going to find this boring or perhaps not super, I don't know, like bold or something like that. But to be honest, this is actually a palette that I really, really love because it's shades that I feel like I could wear all the time. It's sort of like the gorgeous glam look that you can get that just really amplifies your own beauty. It's not anything too bold that's going to take away from your makeup at all. This is just really gorgeous, and I think it's going to look stunning on so many skin tones. So all 4 of these shades are new, supposedly. We do have the prime shade at the top there, which is that really gorgeous shimmery pink. We have a really stunning duochrome. This, I believe, is new for Charlotte. It is the enhance shade. We have the pop shade, which is a really gorgeous champagne, kind of yellowy gold color. And then we have a really beautiful satin, which is the brown. I just think this is a beautiful cohesive palette. And as I was working with it today, I just feel like it was so easy, honestly. The user-friendliness of Charlotte's eyeshadow palettes is definitely something that we can all agree on. It's just so easy to get a look together. Because she maps out the look for you, it helps immensely to just figure out where to go next when you're navigating your eyeshadow look. So all over the lid for me, I went in with that beautiful shimmery pink prime shade. So stunning. It almost has a little bit of a metallicness to it. It applied beautifully, and as you guys can tell, I actually have hooded lids, so I have deep creasing, and this shadow formula just glides over all of that. It doesn't seem to collect into the crease there. I do prime my lids, but if you do not prime, I do think they still actually last quite a bit longer on the lid than other formulations. If you have oily lids though, I'd recommend you prime no matter what. The next shade I went into is this gorgeous Duochrome, which is over here in the top right-hand side. This actually did have a star embossment in it, but after a couple of uses, which I did today, and I also swatched it, it's gone. So this is just not a super deep embossment when it comes to the star symbol. I think that might let some people down, but for me, I actually don't mind it because if an embossment is super deep in a pan, I feel like it can potentially gather and get sort of like hard pan in certain areas because of the design. But this is one that just seems to fluff right off. So you'll see it and enjoy it at first, and then it'll just go away. Now, this is a duochrome, and I'm trying to think if I've ever had an experience from Charlotte that was duochrome. I'm just thinking, like, nothing seems to come to mind. I just feel like this is something new for her, especially for holiday, and it's gorgeous. It's not a super distinct duochrome. It does seem to shift, but ever so slightly. It's not anything crazy. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. It's so buttery soft. I just love this. It's kind of like a pinky gold duochrome. So you can see here what I'm talking about. It does shift a little bit there, but it's not anything that's not wearable. There's lots of duochromes out there that are quite bold, and this is one that seems to just fit the palette beautifully and just looks so, so stunning on the skin. I'm also going to swatch that first shade so we can see it because, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So buttery soft as well. This was the first one that I put all over the lid there, and you can see how cohesive they are. There's enough distinction between them that you can definitely see a difference. The next shade I went all over the lid with is actually this one here, which is the satin down here. So this one also, just like the duochrome, it applied super beautifully, even though the formulations are so different. I did find, however, that when I smoked out in the outer section of my lid there, that I did have to do a couple of layers for it to really show up. So if you want to keep it more subtle, you absolutely can, but if you want a little bit more of that smokiness defined, you should expect a couple of layers for this step, especially if you've done the other two shades like how she's instructed. So then I sort of added a little bit underneath the eye, which is something that I'm doing more commonly now. I never used to put eyeshadow on the bottom lid there, and I'm not sure why. I think I was just kind of worried that it would look a certain way, or maybe raccoon eyes or something, but this seems to be a tone that's super stunning. And actually, in my personal opinion, this is sort of a vibe that is similar to Utopian Dream-ish. You know what I mean? Like, they could be sisters. This eye look is very similar to the look that I created with Utopian Dream. So they both have very similar sparkly pink and gold vibes. So far, so good. No fallout from any of these, and they're so gorgeous. For the first shade, I used a Rephr number 1, which is a natural haired-brush. Then I packed on the duochrome with the Sonia G Builder Pro. And then with this step here with the smoke shade, I just used a BK Beauty 207. So you can see that natural haired, synthetic, both work lovely for Charlotte's formulas. To add the smokiness underneath that bottom lid there, I used the Rephr number 28. And it's sort of pencil-like. You can get right in there and not have to worry about it looking too messy. The last shade, of course, is the pop shade, and I would say the pop shade actually worked out really well for me. It's very similar to the other pop shades that she's done. So this is the pop right here, and typically she'll do it as a last step. She'll apply it to the center of the lid for even more sparkle right in the center, but you can do whatever you want, right? Now, friendly tip with the pop shades, if you use them with a fingertip, eventually you're gonna get a little bit of a hard pan situation because of the oils of your fingers. So just make sure that if you do get that and you find it's hard to pick up in the pan after a while, what I suggest is taking a very clear piece of tape, like a Scotch clear piece of tape. You gently lift that top layer off of the powder when that occurs, and you will get it all fluffy and back to normal. So just so you guys know, it really only gathers on the top there, and it feels like you've just ruined your palette, but I actually think that the fingertip application is perfect. When it kind of accumulates a little bit, I'll just sort of resurface it with that tape. Overall, can you just see how stunning this is? Like, I just love how cohesive it is and so easy. And I do understand that people are going to be thinking that maybe it's not so exciting or colorful or bold, but I actually really think that this is something that a lot of people are going to get a lot of use out of. These colors are best selling and they're my favorites for sure. So if I get palettes like this, I know I'm just going to be using it that much more. This literally took me no time to put a look together, and I really didn't feel like I had to try per se, you know, like, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't blend well or it doesn't look good or it just like looks patchy? No, everything blended so well. I feel like 5 minutes, put this look together, and it was perfect. Ready to get out the door and start your day. But you can see here just how stunning this all looks together. Super, super gorgeous. The pop shades on the far left, we do have that really nice brown. Got the pinks there. So, so pretty. Now for comparison's sake, what I will say is that because of this duochrome in this quad, there isn't really anything off the top when it comes to Star Aura versus the Celestial Pearl. I'll show you them up close here, and then we'll also show you one where they're both flat on the table. But I can sort of see why people are saying that, right? We do have pinks that look really close. We have browns that look really close. So I'm going to swatch them for you. Now, the Star Aura on this side, there we go. It's always opposite for you. The Star Aura top prime shade, people were thinking looks like the second shade in here, which is the Enhance, but it's impossible because Star Aura is not a duochrome, and it's kind of like a satin versus like a really beautiful duochrome metallic shimmer. So it is definitely different. Here are the pinks from Star Aura and Luxury Palette of Pearl. So we do have on the left here the Luxury Palette, and we have Star Aura, so you can see they are different. Now when it comes to the browns, you can see here that the bottom row of Star Aura is cool tone brown. This is one that's more warm tone, a little bit more milk chocolatey, so it's definitely different. So I would say overall, Star Aura is certainly not a duplicate, and I actually think that if you are a fan of Charlotte Tilbury, you'll be able to use both of them. The Star Aura is, in my opinion, is more of like a everyday, your eyes but better, like sort of enhancing what you've got with your natural beauty. And this is one that is just like adding that a little bit of glam, right? But I do think there is a place for both of them in your collection. If you are interested in picking it up, I do think that it's really good quality, and I do think it's worth the money. And you can see here, this is yet another look of all of the shades together, how cohesive they are, and just how easy you can put a look together that really just enhances your eye color and gives you that little bit of glam without trying super hard to make sure you're not picking colors correctly or incorrectly. It's just very user-friendly. I feel like anybody can do this. Super excited for Cosmic Pearl as well. That one's going to be ordered like immediately once I see it. So if you guys see it, definitely DM me or send me a message because I'm going to be all over that one as well. Until my next one, guys, hopefully this review was helpful for you, and let me know your thoughts on this palette. As always, love chatting with you guys in the comments. Until my next one, take care and stay safe. Bye, guys.